I am so excited to be back. It is a pleasure to be back in this game. I know I haven't been on for the longest time because I've been dealing with a lot of school, staying on top of stuff. I just need a break right now. Spring break's about to happen, but here we are, and it's Scarlet Hollow, episode 5. Wow, the house looks really, really terrible. But I'm excited. Let's go ahead and get started. Hell yeah. Oh, no. No, we already know what happened. If you got... No. We're good. Let's get cracking. You wake to the sound of a bird song. Oh my god. Oh, sorry. Oh. Sorry. We'll try that again. I just got piercings. You wake to the sound of a bird song. And to the welcome aroma of breakfast sizzling down the hall of Stella's intimately cozy cottage. As you stretch the soft cotton of her sheets, the soft cotton of her sheets slides against your skin. The aches and pains you've accumulated this week feel distant, lessened by the brief lightness Stella has brought to your life. You've had a good night's sleep. And though you can tell it hasn't chased the bone-deep exhaustion away, you feel slightly more whole. Mavis! Hope I wasn't too noisy in here. I wanted you to be able to get some more sleep. I know it's early. Still, it can't be too bad to wake up to somebody making pancakes for you, even if it is at the crack of dawn. You take a step forward, leaning in close. You can feel Stella's smile broaden as you plant a gentle kiss on her cheek. Aw, Mavis, you can do better than that. Before you can pull away, she takes your face in her flour-dusted hands, pressing her soft lips to yours. She smirks as she turns back to the pan. How'd you sleep? Aren't I the host here? Isn't that what I'm supposed to ask you? But I slept great. Of course I did. Thanks again for everything you did yesterday. You have no idea how light I feel right now. It was so nice to wake up here knowing your face would be one of the first things I'd see. Stella's gentle smile spreads into a grin. Well, aren't you romantic? If you think my looks are nice, wait till you try my pancakes. These are what'll have you coming back for more. And that's the last one. Let's have ourselves a breakfast feast. You did not have to do it, and you were the most amazing host ever, Stella. Stella motions with a pancake-laden plate towards the table. You take a seat. I'm not gonna just jump on that. I don't know how to do this. I have forgotten so much. The dog, the pug. Oh yes, we are so back. Oh, all right. Let me calm down. You take a multi-layer bite of Stella's pancakes. They're incredible. A perfectly crispy crust with a light and fluffy interior. Still steaming from the heat of the pan, with a generous pour of maple syrup adding a flavorful sweetness. A rich buttery aftertaste lingers on your palate. A stack of these, made with love by someone who cares about you, is a perfect way to start your day. Hey. Before we figure out our plans for the day, we should talk about Reese. Why? Did something happen? You take a deep breath, then proceed to explain everything. Stella stares down at her pancakes in shock, trying to process what you've just said. Tears well up in Stella's eyes. I ruined the fucking morning! God damn it. Already rocky. She tries to blink them away before you can notice. He's... What? She looks away for a long moment, trying to collect herself. So that means he's all alone right now, locked up in some tiny room? But I guess if he wasn't, then Dr. Kelly would be. I can't believe I was off dealing with all my own pathetic little problems yesterday. If I'd just been there, maybe things could have been okay. Maybe I could have talked him down or, I don't know, done anything besides moping around while my friend went through the biggest crisis in his life. She takes a sullen bite of a pancake. With it, she seems to swallow her momentary distress, her casual demeanor returning as she gives you a weak smile. But it's over. I trust you made the right call in the moment, and for now, we have a mystery to solve. Though I will be making a visit to the doc's office soon. It's better than letting him kill someone. I bought us some time to figure out the best course of action. Stella continues staring down at her pancakes. But her shoulders loosen, a forced smile plastered on her face. Oh well, no point in talking about it. We have a lot on our plate today, so many mysteries to solve. Wayne stopped by while you were in the shower last night. Whoa, that's scary. This is my house. I live here. What did he want? He said Tabitha wouldn't be around today. What a coincidence. I was going to suggest snooping around the estate, and unless Wayne is lying, which maybe he is, it sounds like today is a perfect opportunity to snoop. I trust Wayne. He hasn't led me astray yet. That doesn't mean we can trust him, but maybe just this once. He doesn't strike me as the kind of guy who'd want Tabitha to catch us snooping. Alright, pancakes have been eaten and I'm fueled up for today's activities. Let's head out. Stella stands up, Gretchen hopping down from her chair to stand at Stella's side, and the two of them lead you to the door and out into the chilly morning air. The walk through town is quiet. It's early, and though you can smell the dinner cooking up breakfast for hungry miners and brewing coffee for cops to sip while ignoring the horrors plaguing Scarlet Hollow, Main Street is deserted. You and Stella feel like the only people in the world watching the sun rise over the library. What is going on? I have to fix something. Something's off. Keep getting these weird flickers. I have to use the other recording software because I can't stand it when it's like flickering like that. Alright, we're back. The estate looms over the three of you, more unwelcoming than it's ever been, as if the small bit of time you've spent away in a warm house, still full of the love that built it, has made the mere thought of the crumbling manor unbearable. Wow, I can barely remember the last time I made my way up that hill. Pearlie Ann didn't exactly make it easy for me to see Tabitha, so we usually hung out anywhere else we could think of. Your aunt had a tendency to shoot first and ask questions later, so I figured it was best not to risk winding up at the business end of her shotgun. You only make that mistake once. It's sad to see how much worse it's gotten. That cliff used to be a lot farther away from the house, but it's claimed a lot of ground. The place looks like it could fall any day now. It used to be such a beautiful house. Keen eye. The odd sadness that creeps into Stella's eyes as she looks up at the place makes you wonder if it's really the house she's concerned about, after all. A home is often a reflection of its occupants. And even if what they had died, and even if what they had died a long time ago, I think this right here is annoying. And even if they had died a long time ago, it's never easy to see someone you once cared about decay and collapse in on themselves. We're back in the house. Together, you cross the threshold, the ancient door threshold. Together, you cross the threshold, the ancient door creaking open to reveal the familiar dusty foyer. Knowing Tabitha isn't here to keep you in line gives the place a new feeling, like you have complete ownership of the place, that any secrets it once held are yours to be uncovered, if only you can figure out where to look. You can feel how much the floor is tilting. Jeez, the place has really gone to the dog since the last time I was here. Everything feels so much older and disused. I can't believe Tabitha is still living here. I'm sure she has a lot of memories tying her to the place, but it feels like it could come down around our ears any second. So, where to first? My bedroom. Let's go up to my room first. Oh, got something up there you want to show me? Stella gives you a flirtatious wink. Lead the way. The two of you make your way up the rickety stairs and into the guest room. Yes! The cat and the dog! The moment you enter the room, Gretchen and Frau start growling at each other. Uh-oh, this is gonna be trouble. Gretchen lets out a short, sharp yap. That's all it takes for Frau to launch from the bed, skittering away down the hallway. You hear her gallop down the stairs, undoubtedly returning to her spot in the kitchen. Gretchen is victorious. Anyway, if I remember correctly, this is Pearly Ann's old room, right? Tabitha really wasted no time getting this place turned over for the guests. Someone has been here. The closet is wide open and its contents have been dragged out into the room. A discolored residue smeared on some of the larger boxes, giving you a hint as to who might be behind the invasion of privacy. Holy shit. That mess has got to be Wayne, right? I think I know if you were that messy. Mystical. Did you say this was Pearly Ann's old room? I knew someone died in here. Tabitha was so dismissive when I brought it up. Pearly Ann did die in her sleep, so one can assume maybe Tabby just didn't want to talk about it. It's okay. Now you can just sleep in my bed for the rest of the week. If Tabby gets mad, oh well. She shouldn't have made you sleep in a dead lady's bed without even telling you. Fucking... Let's go check on the possum. You make your way to the dresser, pulling out the drawer to check on the little possum who lives there, and the larger one that joined it. But they're gone. Not even the bread remains. It's just an empty drawer. Oh, are you getting changed? I could give you some privacy. Or not, whichever. There's usually a little opossum in here. Hope he's okay. Aw, possums are so cute. Weird that one lives in a drawer right next to you where you sleep. But I guess I'm sorry he's wandered off. And I'm glad you took that shower at my place. You slide the drawer shut. The closet was not like this yesterday morning. So your room's been tampered with. All the more reason to check it out. You and Stella cross the room to investigate the open closet door. The back of it hangs slightly ajar. Looks like it was never a solid wall at all, but rather a door, previously hidden behind the pile of boxes and papers that was dragged out of the way overnight. There is no doorknob, only a small circle of metal where a doorknob would be, punctuated with a keyhole. Keen eye. You can't help but notice that the doll from the other days is conspicuously absent, both from the closet, from the pile of garbage flowing out of it. Is that a hidden door? Yes, I knew it. I knew there was going to be hidden passages. Stella whips out her camera, nearly fumbling and dropping it in excitement, but she regains her steadiness, aiming into the gloom of the closet at the silver light from the room beyond. Stellars, you are not going to believe this. We're here in the Scarlet Estate, trying to get to the bottom of what exactly is going on around town, and have just uncovered this hidden door in Mavis's closet. There used to be this really creepy doll in here. It's gone, Stella. Maybe we'll find it somewhere in there. Maybe the doll is behind everything bad that's been happening here. Don't you think Tabitha's gonna get mad at you for filming in here? Like, legal action mad? That's the nature of journalism. I take risks to get information out into the world, whether that's the risk of bodily harm or legal consequences for sneaking into my friend's old house. If we don't find anything, I don't post anything. But if we do find something and it blows your dark, possibly, and it blows up your, what? And it blows your dark, possibly incriminating family secrets wide open? Well, I guess that's a problem for future Stella to figure out. You're gonna be there. Guess we find our way into the Forbidden Wing. There could be anything on the other side of that door, some kind of unspeakable monster, maybe a devious trap, or perhaps the answers to the mysteries that have been plaguing Scarlet Hollow. Or it could just be a boring room and all this buildup will have been for nothing. Only one way to find out. Stella steps forward, filming as she dramatically opens the door, its hinges creaking appropriately. Together, you enter the Forbidden Wing of the Scarlet Estate. The room you find yourselves in is mostly barren. I'm still dying! I forgot I'm still dying! Oh! I lost some health. I forgot I gave up half my years. Okay, we're good. We're good. The room you find yourselves in is mostly barren, with no real furniture to speak of. The wallpaper is peeling with neglect, and the floor tilts uncomfortably beneath you. Already you can see why Tabitha would be so intent on keeping you out of these unused rooms. This doesn't feel like a place for humans anymore. Stella continues forward excitedly, camera held up to catch every detail. You follow her into the hallway beyond the small, forgotten room. Wow, an exclusive look at the ruins of the Scarlet Estate! Even if we don't find anything supernatural in here, this is already great stuff. Before you is a long hallway. Dust dances in the weak sunlight, beaming in through cracked glass. A tinge of mildew stings your nose, warning you away, though there's nowhere else to run to now. An ornate entryway, its door long gone, breaks the monotony of the faded wallpaper, and a staircase looms at the far end. Keen eye. You can't help but notice the tracks leading up and down the grimy hallway floor. And you aren't surprised to see Wayne's unmistakable large boot prints among their number. Clearly, the Forbidden Wing is only forbidden for some. Oh, those are fresh prints. Looks like our friend has been doing some exploring of his own. We'll have to be careful. I'd rather not run into him while sneaking around in here. Fuck. She's right. You both make your way to the dark doorway in the middle of the corridor. It seems like some kind of entertainment room. The sort you'd expect out of fancy rich people who wanted to show off. The stench of mildew is strong here. Your already weakened lungs aching from the strain of breathing in such toxic air. You see why Tabitha doesn't want you exploring these rooms. There's a large painting on the far wall of the room. From a distance, it looks like it might depict the town. Geez, it's a miracle any of this is still standing. Tabitha should really think about moving before this half of the house decides to finish falling off the cliff. Keen eye. Your eyesight isn't what it was just a few days ago, but you've learned to work around the degradation of your vision. As Stella excitedly films B-roll of the ruined parlor, your eyes are drawn to a bookshelf, or rather, what's left of a bookshelf, hanging by a single rusted hinge. Where is it? Its sagging shelves reveal some sunless space beyond, once hidden, now exposed by the rot of this house. And it seems that Stella has spotted it too, as she turns her camera towards the dark entryway. A hidden room? Oh man, the fans are gonna love this! The painting highlights a number of old buildings and locales, many of which you've already visited. The town hall, the estate, the mines, and the clinic, still called a hospital at the time of this painting. And then there are the places you've yet to see, the church, as well as the historical Callaway, Tremaine homesteads. And that would be our little town. Oh, there's a plaque under it, in commemoration of Enoch Scarlet, head of the Scarlet Hollow Landmark Revitalization Project. Let the past never be forgotten. Oof. I feel like writing something like that is just asking to wind up gathering dust in a neglected room like this. Let this be a lesson to all of my viewers looking to immortalize their life's work. So, all two of you, maybe. Stella gives you a helpful boost over the wide crack in the floor, her strong hands hoisting you across with ease. Together, you duck between the shelves, entering the dark room. The space is dark, its features barely illuminated by the faint light trickling in through the myriad of cracks and holes in the walls. The wallpaper, a deep, exquisite red, adds a blood-like glow to the dimness. What the fuck is this room? The walls are lined with ornate display cabinets, some empty, some still presenting their antique treasures. Nestled between the cabinets, a single tall bookshelf remains standing, its occupants dusty, but mostly intact. But all of these are ornamental details. Your focus is drawn to an expensive-looking antique desk in the center of the room. Gretchen barks out at the rest of the room, attempting to intimidate whatever it is she smells. Shh, Gretchen. We wouldn't want anybody to find us here. Who knows? They might try to seal it back up. Amontillado style. Gretchen quiets down, but that doesn't stop her from thoroughly investigating the space. This is it, Stellars. The kind of find every urban explorer hopes for. A hidden room, locked away in the Scarlet Estate, full of weird artifacts and keepsakes no one was ever supposed to find. They weren't counting on a couple of investigative documentarians like us to go looking, but here we are, about to blow your family's sordid past wide open. Investigative documentarians? Is that what YouTubers are? It's what this YouTuber is. I've been thinking of opening with that instead of the YouTube thing. Then I wouldn't have to explain what YouTube is to any old people who ask what I do for a living. Not that the old people around here don't already know all about it and have YouTube accounts just so they can follow my channel. But, you know, hypothetical future old people I might meet. You step towards the desk. Maybe there's something worth finding in its drawers. The top drawer mostly contains old-timey letter writing materials, complete with a fancy dagger-shaped letter opener and a wax stamping kit, emblazoned with the initials ES. The wax seems slightly gnawed. Underneath you find a pile of crumbling financial documents. Scrawled in a neat cursive in every spot that needed a signature is the name Enoch Scarlet. This must be his desk, meaning this must also be his study. And hidden among the documents you find is an ancient photograph. A stern blonde man stares up at you from the detritus at the bottom of the drawer, a face you're surprised to find you recognize. It's the man from your vision, the one in the hospital bed. Hey, I've seen that before. That's the picture of Theodore they put in the local history books. That's your great uncle or something, the one who died in the collapse. I had a vision about him yesterday. No way! Should I mention the witch? Enoch was about to take Teddy home from the hospital after the collapse, but afterwards he told the doctor that... But afterwards he told the doctor that it was just an imposter. Maybe that's true, but... Stella focuses the camera on you as you explain the vision you saw yesterday. She's clearly shocked by this revelation, drinking in every word, eyes growing wide. We'd better be on the lookout for anything that could give us information on what happened after Enoch brought Teddy back here. Because at this point, especially after what happened during the ghost hunt, I think we know that your family has a few skeletons in the closet. Literally. Close the drawer. You close the drawer. The bottom drawer jams as you attempt to pry it open. It would seem that even after all these years, the lock on it still holds. If only you had a little more strength. But your strength is Charlie's now, isn't it? Hold on. Let me give it a shot. Don't overwork yourself. With a thunk of cracking wood, it slides open. Stella! Stella! There they are. You're surprised to see familiar faces staring up at you from within a nest of odd glass vials. It's the little possums from your room. It seems they too found their way into the forbidden wing. Gretchen barks and strains to get at the poor beasts, breaking the eerie silence of the forbidden wing with a cacophony of doggy wrath. The opossums, in turn, fall over, feigning death. Jeez, Gretchen, calm down. I'm not letting you go after a couple poor little possums. You don't even have teeth. This isn't a fight you're gonna win. Stella reaches out a foot, holding the squirming Gretchen close to her chest, and slides the drawer shut. The possums are safely stored away where the bloodthirsty, toothless pug can't try to wrap her gums around their little throats. Oh my god. You step away from the desk. Let's see where those footprints lead. You find yourself on the 3rd floor of the estate for the first time. As you take in your surroundings, Stella slowly pans the camera down the length of the hall, working to build dread and tension for her future viewers. She clears her throat again, resuming her narration in a charmingly professional hosting voice. Clearly, Mavis and I are not the only people who have passed through the supposedly forbidden wing. Who knows? We might wind up running into someone else sneaking around in here. If you're watching this as found footage after the two of us went missing, now you know where to start looking for our bodies. She drops the camera after her morbid joke, her voice returning to its usual casual cadence. Looks like the footprints go all the way down this hallway into that far door. You also notice there are much fainter tracks leading to the room in front of you, its doorway hidden behind a stack of boxes. These prints are old enough to have accumulated some dust. They were also notably not made by boots. If you had to guess, you'd assume they were loafers or some other kind of low heel. You carefully approach the window at the far end of the hall. That sure is a cliff. There's nothing below the window but the tops of distant trees, the ground having crumbled away. The only thing stopping you from plummeting to your death is a straining foundation that still somehow holds this place together. At least, for now. Jesus. Oh boy, we've got a haunted nursery, everybody. The top shelf is occupied by antique picture books. Dick and Jane, nursery rhymes, ancient editions of Grimm's fairy tales. The lower shelves are full of educational material, from children's encyclopedias to writing practice workbooks. From the sheer number of learning-oriented books on the shelf, you get the impression that the children who lived here were not supposed to be as interested in fun and fiction as they were in diction and spelling. But that doesn't seem to have stopped them from making their own fun. You see quite a few books with children's art stuffed in between the pages, the corners peeking out, tiny scribbled hands waving at you from their yellowed paper. You take a particularly doodled on encyclopedia off the shelf. If Daddy plays with me and Mary Belle, if my family goes to the zoo, if Mommy and Grandpa took us to work, if me and Mary Belle and Mommy and Daddy and Grandpa have a picnic. All are signed with a carefully scrawled signature of Alexandra Scarlet. There's a strange, fantastical element to these pictures. Everyone is smiling and sitting together as any family would in a child's drawing. And yet, it feels like these are drawn in the same hopeful way a child would draw a unicorn. Expressions of some reality that Alexandra could only dream of. There are less joyful illustrations as well. Daddy napping shows their father sleeping in a chair, a bottle of brown liquid conspicuously drawn on the table next to him, the girls hovering in the doorway some distance away. Mommy going to work shows the girls crying in the upstairs window of a house as their mother walks away, an angry frown scrawled on her face. Wow, these are awful. The viewers are gonna eat this up. You get the feeling these are more accurate depictions of the girls' lives. The last picture you pull out gives you pause. There's a new figure there, seemingly drawn behind a barrier. The two girls sit on the other side, smiles on their cartoon faces. The boy in the wall. The boy in the wall? Are you kidding me? People are going to think I planted this or something. It's just too creepy. Stella makes sure to linger on the image, getting plenty of B-roll of the scribbled lines. You leaf through a few of the practice workbooks gently, turning the near crumbling pages. Reasons Mommy should take me and Maribel to the zoo. 1. We have a very good girls and have not cried for a whole week. 2. Maribel says elephants are so big and I would like to see one. 3. I think it would be very fun and Mommy would have a good time. These are also the work of Alexandra. You flip through the rest of the book, your eyes in focus as many practice sentences and letter copying pages flash by, but something near the back of the book gives you pause. In a section that starts with the prompts, "Today I," Alexandria continues with, talked to the boy in the wall. There he is again. More boy in the wall. I'm getting goosebumps. This is just so weird. You and Stella make your way back to the hallway. You do your best to shove the boxes out of the way. They feel packed full of lead. You can practically hear your shoulders and hips creaking and straining with the effort, but try as you might, you can only budge them about an inch. They seem to cement themselves in place. You find yourself gasping for breath after another few desperate pushes. Here, let me help you with that. You don't need to go straining yourself with the whole, overnight graying situation. They really took half of my life. Stella steps in, pushing the stack away with a bit of strain. Woof. Seems like somebody was trying to keep whatever it was in here extra secret. Joke's on them. That just makes me want to tell everyone about it even more. The room is coldly empty. The large antique bed is made, its sheets ancient and dusty, but still somehow giving off the feeling of tidiness, even with cobwebs stretched between each corner of its four-poster frame. You step towards the desk, its drawers practically overflowing with stationery. You start opening drawers. Each one is filled with paper, stacked haphazardly, practically spilling out as you attempt to dig through for anything important. All these bills and receipts are in Edwardine's name. Guess we know whose desk this is. The rest of the room is so neat and tidy, it's amazing that her drawers are such a hoarder's nest of old paper. But I wouldn't be surprised if the Scarlet Ladies have always been like this, pretending they have everything together on the surface, then being a total mess on the inside. Sounds like Tabby to a T. Uh-oh, don't tell her I said that. When you reach the bottom right drawers, you find something entirely different. Reading cards, letters, small wrapped packages, some open, some sealed, some crumpled into messy balls. You open one of the cards. Both pages are taken up by a handwritten note. Tabby, hope you're doing well. Not a day goes by that I don't miss you. Hope Pearly Ann treats you to your best Christmas yet. I'm not sure what sort of doodads you're into these days, so I sent a little something that made me think of you. I made sure they're the best shells of the bunch. Not sure how rare any of them are, but they're awful pretty, and they've still got that beach smell. And make sure you put your ear up to them too. It doesn't compare to the real thing, but it comes close enough. And in case you think that makes me a cheapskate, I made sure to send along a little cash too, so you can get yourself something a little nicer than glorified beach trash. Make sure you get Pearly Ann to take you to the nice toy store, because that's where I'd take you if I was there. If you get the time, I'd love to hear from you. I miss you so much, Tabby, and I'm always thinking of you. You can come out and visit me anytime. I know you've always wanted to see what it's like out east. I've made sure to write out my address on the back of this card, just in case you didn't know how to get a hold of me. Been missing you, my incredible, wonderful, amazing daughter. All my love, Dad. Oh my God. Stella lowers the camera, averting its gaze from the deeply personal letters. Tabby said her dad never tried to get in touch, that he just abandoned her. You pull out another, from closer to the top of the pile. Happy birthday, Tabby. It's me again, your old dad. So the big 2-0. I can't believe my daughter is such an adult. In my mind, you're still that bouncy little kid doing cartwheels on the front lawn, telling me what various sounds animals make like you're the professor of animal noises. I have no idea if you read these, but I'll keep writing them, even if sometimes it feels like I'm writing them to a ghost. I mean, we haven't spoken in almost 15 years. You're a whole human being now, and I have no idea what you're like. I'd like to think we get along, though. As always, my address is on the back. I hope you'll decide to come visit me one of these days. I've got a guest room all set up just in case. It's always ready for you, kid. I love you, and I always will, no matter who you turn out to be. Love, Dad. There are years and years of these. The bottom drawer is almost entirely unopened. Envelopes dated from when Tabitha would have been just a kid, all from him. It kind of looks like Edwardine and Pearlie Ann were keeping these from Tabitha on purpose for practically her entire life. I don't even know if we should tell her. I mean, there could have been a good reason, right? Like, maybe he was awful and telling her would just be painful and dredge up bad memories, but... Tabitha deserves one good thing in her life. I don't care if she yells at us for snooping around back here. You're right. She has to know the truth. You make your way to the closet. It's as lifeless and tidy as the rest of the room. It seems Edwardine kept things neat and orderly. Or as neat and orderly as she could considering the decaying state of the place. This looks to me like where Pearlie Ann would go shopping for Tabby's clothes. It's exactly the sort of thing she wears. In fact, I'm pretty sure I've seen her in that dress before. The only thing here besides her clothes and shoes is a box. Shoved off to one side. You pick it up. Child-sized overalls, striped shirts, a small pair of trousers with suspenders still attached. One of those little sailor suits boys from the 50s were always wearing. Boys' clothes. That's weird. When was the last time a boy was born into the family? Other than you? When you pull out the last shirt, a note is revealed, tucked away in the bottom of the box in a protective plastic sleeve. It's scrawled in almost illegible handwriting, written in some thick brown watery ink that's cracked with age. Mommy, I'm in here too, and I love you. What the? As Stella handles the note, Gretchen anxiously stomps on the floorboards. It's okay, Gretchen. You don't have to scrump so much. It's just paper. Really, really creepy paper. Stella zooms in on the unsettling note, making sure the camera takes in every detail. Okay, I got the footage I need. You should put that back before you get a curse from it or something. You drop the note back into the box, once again covering it with the clothes. Folks, what you just saw was found in the bottom of a box of boys' clothes hidden away in Edwardine Scarlet's closet. Yet the only children she supposedly ever had were two girls. This mystery is getting so thick it's gone from gumbo to gravy. I found records yesterday, and actually, Edwardine had a stillborn boy, and his middle name was Charles. Stella's eyes go wide. No way. You're not just winding me up, right? Because that is a bombshell. I mean, do you think Charlie? But then, oh my god. Okay, hear me out. What if he wasn't stillborn? I mean, he would have been a bastard son, right? And with Enoch the way he was, and the fact that your family has the whole Southern Gothic thing going on, I hope we find more about this. Forget about gravy. The mystery just boiled over. You and Stella return to the hallway. You continue following the trail of footprints, approaching the farthest room down the hall. The door was clearly meant to be hidden, but it's been left open. Gretchen begins to shake in fear, whining meekly as she glances around the room with wide, anxious eyes. It's okay, Gretchen. It's just a big empty room. There's nothing to be scared of. Mystical. It pains you to stand in this space. Emotions hang over you. Strong, oppressive, and overwhelming thoughts that threaten to fill your lungs. You don't feel death here. You feel something worse. A deeper loss. One that's left a wound that has refused to scar. You can't help but fixate on the carpet in the center of the room. The corner is rumpled, as if it had recently been moved. And then you're drawn to the curtains on the far side of the room. The small section of tile peeking out from beneath the heavy crimson velvet is out of place against the hardwood floor, a curious and conspicuous detail. Oh, save. You cross the room and yank back the curtain. Stella raises the camera, its lens trailing up the tiles to the meat hook dangling from the end of a heavy chain in the center of the odd shower-like alcove. You can just make out the rusty stains of what looks like long dried blood in between the tiles. There has been an effort to clean it up, but just enough it was missed that it doesn't escape your attention. Well, Stellars, if anybody has any idea what this place is, please enlighten us. It almost looks like a place where you'd butcher something. But what is it doing all the way up here, across from the nursery of all places? You pull the carpet up, exposing the bare floor and revealing what lies beneath. An ornate ring of sigils has been carved into the floor, 5 along the edges with a 6 in the center. The circle emits a now uncomfortably familiar feeling. You can feel your gaze forced to crawl over every intricate detail of the carving in front of you. Is this some kind of magic circle in the Scarlet Estate? Clearly, Enoch was pretty serious about the whole occult thing. This is about as occult as you can get. But you're too far drawn into a trance to respond to Stella, or to even pay much mind to what she's saying. Your gaze crawls over the intricate details unbidden. The serpents wrapped around the staff give you flashes of the room beyond the morgue, and the darkness that swept through the house once it had been uncovered. The fist and chain makes you feel like you're back in the claustrophobic confines of the mines, surrounded by the angry hammering of its memories. The horns have the same nightmarish, dreamy feeling of the world constructed by the furious ghost of Charles Shaw Jr. The others are new to you. The feelings they emit are less intense, giving only vague impressions of what they might be tied to. Golden fields, the mewling of fresh souls, just slithering out from the womb and desperate to be fed. Another that rings like bells in your mind, calling you not towards it, but away from it, pushing you from its threshold and into the darkness. But the central symbol is strongest of all. It echoes across the room, a vast ego proclaiming its dominance. You okay? Oh no, did the circle do something to you? Talk to me, maybe. Snap out of it. A bell chimes, not calling me, but pushing me away. There's a field somewhere, torn by hunger and... Hey, come on, stay with me. Let's get you out of this room. She flashes you a confident smile, her eyes shining as they meet yours. Her faith in you is unwavering. Stella crosses the room, training the camera on the door on the far side, like the way you entered it too has been left ajar, as if inviting you to explore what might be behind it. The doors to this room seem like they should be almost totally invisible if they hadn't been left open. There aren't handles or anything, just keyholes. So it's gotta be a hidden passage. Amazing. Your family really pulled out all the stops when it comes to creepy stuff. The door! You exit into a short hallway. There are stairs here, leading back down to the lower floors. There's also another door. It's hanging ajar, the many locks and deadbolts along its edge glimmering in the weak morning light. The door frame itself is gouged and splintered, evidence that some desperate creature tried to save itself from the room beyond, time and time again. Holy shit! Gretchen's whining reaches a fever pitch. Geez, okay, I get it. The scary room is too scary for a little dog like you. You don't have to go in. Just don't go off running anywhere. Just don't go running off anywhere. Ah, man, I'm getting creeped out. Sorry. See how the edge of the door is all messed up? Looks to me like something didn't want to be put back in there. Before you can stop her, Stella steps into the little room, her camera drinking in every detail. Oh my god. You step forward to join her, Gretchen remaining rooted to the floor outside. This was a prison cell. Everything about this place reeks of neglected humanity. The walls are covered in scratches, legible words mixed in with the nonsense of desperate clawing. The one window, set high in the far wall, is fitted with a thick pane of glass, as if the iron bars just beyond it wouldn't be enough to hold the imprisoned. You can't help but notice that the doll from your closet sits watching you from the bed, one eyelid drooping. It adds an extra layer of menace to the already deeply unsettling room. Look at all these scratches in the walls. Did a person do all this? I can't imagine how much it would have hurt. You can't help but notice that Stella's camera is no longer recording. Its little red indicator as dead as the air hanging over this room. The batteries are being drained. It stinks too, like nothing I've ever smelled before. I've been in sewer drains that smelled better. Tabby. What happened here, Mavis? What the hell happened here? The pain radiating the mystical. I have keen and mystical because I want to make sure I pick up everything, and it's coming in so clutch right now. Mystical check. The pain radiating from these walls howls through your mind. Whatever lived here lived in constant torment. But the etchings on the walls are more than just evidence of the suffering that went on here. Whatever was trapped in these walls was trying to send a message to you or to anyone who might happen across it. Your eyes are drawn to the massive, almost letters, dug as deep into the brick as this cell's prisoner could manage, highlighted with whatever pigments were available. It almost looks like a word, though none of the lines meet up, causing you to constantly doubt whether they're letters at all or just lines that fool the eye into imagining shapes that aren't there. Your stomach clenches with nausea as you run your eyes along the deep furrows in the wall. But whatever was in here wanted these words to be known. So you do your best to store them away, trying to burn the image of them into your mind, carved deep into the wall, bloody against the filthy brick. You stopped recording. Yeah. You and Stella are interrupted by sound wrapping around you. Music. The tinkling of piano keys, played by a clumsy hand. They echo up a narrow staircase at the end of the hall, one you've yet to travel. You hear that creepy music, right? Stella seems uncharacteristically shaken. She clutches at your arm, the camera trembling in her hand. Oh God, someone else is in here. You know who you'll find if you choose to follow the tune. It's an invitation. Wayne's blackened fingers sending out a message across the quiet house. The two of you stagger back into the hall. Do you think it's him? Wayne? Stella seems to swallow her momentary fear, straightening back up and letting the light return to her features. If it is him, he could have information. He seems like he knows a lot about what's been going on in town. And who knows, maybe he'd be more willing to talk now that we found all those secrets your family has been hiding. We'll go talk to him together. Of course, no way are we splitting up. I'm not gonna let that creep draw you into some trap without me around to help you out. Come on, Gretchen, I'll carry you. Gretchen's like, nope. Stella scoops up Gretchen, the pug still visibly shaking with the fear this place seemed to instill in her, though Stella's comforting grip seems to ease her poor little doggy spirit. That's right, my little old lady. Nothing bad happened. Besides, being shaken to my core, I guess, but nothing physical. We're just seeing one scary man and then we're leaving. Her grip is firm and warm and reassuring, and together you make your way down the hall to the source of the eerie music. The stairs take you to what you have to assume was once a servant's quarters, a network of cramped passageways hidden away behind the expansive rooms of the estate without so much as a window for illumination. But you persist and descend deeper into the bowels of the Scarlet Estate, the echoing piano your only company. Soon enough, you see light again, the sun creeping in through the edges of a nearly hidden door. You're at the end of another long corridor. Its high ceilings and tall windows are almost disorienting as you step out from the cramped, gloomy stairwell. The music echoes mournfully in the vast space, a chorus of wind adding a melancholic harmony as it whips in from the overgrown courtyard outside. But as you make your way into one of the side rooms, utterly dark save for the open doorway on the far wall, the music stops. There's no warning, no gentle fade or dramatic slamming of keys. When you make your way to the music room, Wayne is already standing, his eyes glimmering in the darkness behind his stained veil. I'd hope you come alone. Well, you better get used to me being around because your days of harassing Mavis are over. From now on, you have to harass both of us. That's all right. You can enjoy your slattern. You and I are already bound by our fates. You need to come to understand that if you expect to help anyone, yourself included, you're running out of time. He slips away into the darkness. What did he just call me? Whatever. Let's just leave, yeah? Now, I think we've seen enough, and the floor down here feels like it could give way and throw us down the cliff at any second. Fair enough. The warmth you and Stella shared last night seems to fall apart in the fresh air, shaken by the unearthed secrets of your family's past. A tense silence holds between the two of you as your mind does its best to grapple with what you found. The cell, the doll, Enoch's occult sanctuary, the boy in the wall, and his outfits in Edwardine's closet. Is it possible your cousin has known about all of this? Your eyes dart back up to Stella. Her gaze is fixed on some non-existent point far off in the distance, and you can only try to imagine what she might be thinking. Maybe she feels you're connected in some impossible way to what you've just discovered, like you carry whatever went on there in your blood. And Tabitha, who had lived under the same roof as that cell her entire life. This silence feels like a terrible thing, like detritus, clogging the air, suffocating the fragile growth of a barely formed relationship. There is a feeling that the longer you wait to say something, anything, the more your tentative relationship will unravel second by second. So say something. Say anything. Just break this awful silence already. Tabitha has to know, right? There's no way she doesn't. What? Absolutely not. Tabitha? Tabby's not that kind of person to lock someone away in some sort of dungeon. I know her. She's not the sort of person who would keep something like that hidden from me. I was always going to see what we saw today, but there's nothing forcing us to go to Tabitha. We don't have to see her. Huh? Okay, I get it, but if we're not going to Tabitha, then what are we supposed to do? We have to do something. Oh, we're being surrounded! Holy fuck! There's one right there. One in the tree. Oh! Everything else that comes to mind feels bad. I think we need to give Tabitha a chance to clear the air. A palpable wave of relief washes over Stella. Yeah? Really? Okay, then we're going to the mines. Come on. The mines seem quiet today. There are no miners milling around on the surface with sandwiches and cigarettes, trying to draw out the minutes before returning to their cold, dusted stations. The only sound is the constant low industrial clanking of unending productivity. The only sign of life, the slow-moving machinery beyond the rickety chain-link fence. The Scarlet Hollow mines are ticking along, as they always have. There is nothing here to stop you from seeing your cousin. All right. Looks like the coast is completely clear. You and Stella make your way through the front gates and up the short path to your cousin's office. Stella doesn't bother to knock before twisting the door open and confidently stepping into the trailer. Tabby! Stella? Mavis? What are you doing here? Why are you holding a shotgun? I clean it sometimes. Guns need that kind of thing. You know that. Stella, I would have appreciated a heads up that Mavis was safe in bed at your place last night, instead of having to wait up wondering if my cousin had managed to die while out adventuring around town. Same for you, Mavis. I thought you would call. Or something. Just to let me know you were okay. Let's not do the small talk today, Tabby. Please. Stella pulls up a chair, and the two of you sit across from your increasingly anxious cousin. Oh, that is so fucking creepy, dude. Hey, I didn't say you could sit. We just came from the Forbidden Wing. Tabby, have you been there? Stella's question is answered with silence. Your cousin's eyes dart away, unable to meet your gaze, or Stella's, as she avoids the answer. Oh. You don't believe what we found in there. The things your family hid from you. Tabitha, we found, like, Enoch's study. It was behind an old bookcase, and there was all this occult stuff in there. What, like, being into the occult is that surprising? He was a rich man in the early 1900s. Of course, he was into the occult. That was like a hobby back then. You know, I know that. I wouldn't have come all the way out here if that was it. But there was this other room where somebody had drawn some kind of, I don't know, satanic circle on the floor like in a horror movie, and there were meat hooks hidden behind a curtain with a drain underneath and what looked like old bloodstains. We also found these old clothes in Grandma Eddie's room. Boys' clothes, and a freaky note that looked like it might have been written in blood. It said, "I'm still in here, and I love you," or something. I don't know what that means, but it was in plastic. She clearly wanted to keep it. Yeah, do you... But none of that is even important, because at the end of it all was this cell. A prison cell. Somebody was being kept in there. It looked like it had been used for years. And just before we ran into Wayne... And just before we left, we ran into Wayne, and I'm pretty sure he's the one who made sure we found it, but I don't know why. He was all mysterious and called me some old curse word and left. There, that's everything, okay? It's all laid out on the table. We brought all of this to you because we trust you, Tabitha. Stella is your friend, and I'm your family. Please, Tabby, just open up. When Stella finishes, your cousin gathers herself and locks onto you with a steel gaze. Mavis, I'm not sure if you know how bad this looks. Stella has been a nuisance before, sure. Always pestering me to hang out, trying to visit me at work. But even she knew where the real lines were drawn. Until you showed up. Now suddenly here you are, having convinced her to break into my house to go looking for whatever skeletons you thought we had stashed in closets. Hina, you notice your cousin make an odd twitch. Some unnatural movement hidden behind her desk. You're not fooling me, Mavis. I see now. Using my own naive hope to try and get close to my only friend. All so you could turn her against me. Isn't that right? Tabby, come on, that's not what's going on at all. I want to hear it from Mavis. I saw what you did. I saw you do something weird under the table. What did you do? Hey, let's not get so suspicious of each other. It was just a twitch. No, it wasn't. Mavis here is sharp. Not that it matters that you notice what's done is done. Pearly Ann had a switch installed in the desk ages ago. A direct line to the police. Clearly, we need a mediating party, and now one is on its way. But I'm here. I can mediate. I'm good at that. How is this? How's this? Tabby, I know you're not to blame for anything we found in this state. Clearly, your family has a long legacy of keeping secrets. And I know you feel like we violated your trust by going into the closed-off wing and looking for clues. But look on the bright side. Now we can all try to get on the same page. Doesn't that sound good? Aren't you lonely keeping all these secrets? Please, Tabitha, I don't want this to end with anyone... She's staring at me hardcore right now. I don't want this to end with anyone being dragged off by the police. And with what we have on you, don't you think there's a possibility it won't be Mavis who winds up in handcuffs? Oh, do you have any evidence of these supposed crimes, or just footage of old rooms? Maybe an even better question would be, would you even be willing to use it if you did? As much as I can tell you like Mavis, you've known me much, much longer. I doubt you would ultimately be willing to turn in an old friend like me. I don't think Mavis is capable of that much persuasion. The sound of an approaching police siren interrupts the argument before any further points can be made. I hope you had fun last night, Mavis. I doubt the jail is going to be nearly as comfortable. Tabitha, I came to be here for you. Because I know what it's like to be alone when your mom dies, and this is how you repay me? Don't you try that emotional manipulation bullshit on me. You think I don't know a freeloader when I see one? I came here for you. Oh yeah? Not the free lunch? I doubt it. Tabby, you can't just act like everyone who's helping you is some master manipulator. Stella, quiet. Tabitha sighs, a certainty settling over her. I do wish I could be honest, you know. Or really, I wish honesty would do anything. But it's not going to keep the minds running. It's not going to fix the things that are actually broken around here. Because that's what the Scarlets do. At the end of the day, we keep the machinery oiled. We make sure its components are replaced when they break. It's a legacy I have to maintain, as cruel and unglamorous as it might seem to anyone else. And I'll keep shouldering that burden alone for as long as I have to. And it's what I was born for. You too, Mavis, though you've been neglecting it for a long, long time. Okay, Tabby, you are starting to scare me. There's a knock at the office door. Miss Scarlet, permission to enter. You were called, weren't you? Come on in. The door swings open and Deputy Franklin, the sternest member of the Scarlet Hollow's police force, walks in. It's the guy with the chin, isn't it? Well, isn't this a pleasant coincidence? I've been looking for you all morning, City Slicker. You're in a lot of trouble, kid. Too much trouble to let you keep wandering around causing mayhem. Oh, so you were already planning to take my cousin in then? As a matter of fact, I was. Yes, Miss Scarlet. See, there have been all these problems around town lately, and I don't need any explanation. Go ahead, be my guest. I want an explanation. What could you possibly be arresting Mavis for? Stella, don't interfere. You and I can talk after Mavis joins the deputy. Talk? Without him? Really? You're handing your last living relative over? No objections? You won't have me fired for abuse of power or anything? No, I think some time under lock and key will do my cousin some good. Now, if you could take care of this outside, Miss Richmond and I would appreciate it. I don't know how to go about this. This is horrifying. Like, after all this, and her fucking... Is that her mom, bro? Oh, she got banned posters. I don't know how to feel about this. This is absolute bullshit. 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 I should burn her. Stella, back me up here. I didn't do anything wrong. Of course not. Maybe it's been trying to help. And unfortunately has only made everything worse. As far as I'm concerned, and so close to the funeral, I'm grieving. You do this to me? I can't look at my cousin anymore. Deputy, not like this, please. Of course, Miss Scarlet. I'll take care of Mavis for you. Deputy Franklin whips out his handcuffs, more than a little gleeful as he uses some smooth police academy motion to lock them around your wrist. As you're dragged from the office, Stella calls out to you one last time. It's okay, Mavis. Me and Tabby are going to work this out. Then we'll come get you and everything will be okay. I promise. Officer Franklin drags you from the office and towards the squad car, tossing you into the back seat and slamming the door. As you're shoved into the car, a voice crackles over the radio. Franklin, shh. Pick up already. We ain't got all day, boy. Apologies, Sheriff. I was just apprehending Mavis. I did some sleuthing while you and the boys were out and decided to make a move on the case. The Scarlet Kid? I didn't think he did anything arrest-worthy, but we can chat about that later. We need you up at the farms pronto. Got ourselves a possible 187 brewing. 10-4. Damn. This day just keeps getting crazier. Suppose you have to come along for the ride. No, don't take me away, dude! Why did the writers do this to me? Deputy Franklin wastes no time in turning on the sirens, blasting down the road towards whatever emergency is underway, with you in tow. This is possibly one of the few times he has ever been able to do this, and despite his sunglasses and stiff demeanor, there is definitely an excitement in the way he cruises around the treacherous mountain turns. My nose, holy cow. As the car pulls up to the farms, you feel it again. A tingling at the back of your skull, an urgency, almost like a hand pressing you gently forward with the threat that it might become more forceful if you don't comply. Like so much crying that can only stop if you tend to it. There is another stone here, and it is refusing to let you ignore it. The feeling is strange when you try to examine it, contradictory, something that both desires to be alone, yet at the same time needs you in its presence. It's bringing something into this world, and it needs your help delivering it. Deputy Franklin gets out of the car, leaving you in the back as he joins the assembled crowd. Alright, Sheriff, what's the situation? Mo got tired of waiting for y'all to come to do your job, so he took it upon himself to go investigate the Tremaine household, and ain't come back out. It's been hours. Irma, I'll do the honors of briefing the officer on our current situation. You can go back to the house, let us handle it from here. But y'all don't know about all his traps and whatnot. Duke was always saying not to go in there on account of the Tremaine insanity. It's alright, ma'am. We're the police. Facing dangerous situations is our job. The woman who you take to be Bo's mom reluctantly returns to the porch of her house, watching the other building intently as the officers talk amongst themselves. Franklin, you're with me. We're headed on in to get a handle on the situation. Derrickson, you listen in from the squad car. Hopefully we can settle this without you, but you're our backup if things go south, alright? Yes, sir. Think there's any hope for the hostage? Been awful quiet. If you ask me, I don't suspect there is a hostage. Not anymore. Well, more likely to be giving the doc a call once this is all settled. With the tip of his hat, Hugby signals to Franklin, and the two make their way up the hill towards the old farmhouse. Hey there, Mavis. Sorry you had to come along for the ride. We'll have you back at the station soon enough. Sounds like this won't take long to settle. In the meantime, I'll keep you company. The thing calling out to you is starting to lose its patience. You need to find a way out here. Find a way out of there before it gets angry. Ah, shit. Could you let me go, please? I haven't done anything wrong. Oh, I'm sure you haven't. That's why we're gonna bring you in to answer a few questions, so we can prove as much. And if we see that you really aren't a threat to the town, then we'll let you go, and that'll be that. But what about innocent until proven guilty? Is that how it goes? I'm joking. But of course, there's no way to know if you're innocent unless we ask you questions like you're guilty. Just basic police work. I changed the voice a little bit. I apologize. You don't really think Bo is dead in there, do you? I'd love to be wrong about this. I really would. It'd be a real shame considering what poor Irma's already been through this week, but Bo's a big man. Hard to keep a big man like that from moving around and making a fuss. We've seen a whole lot of nothing going on in there. Still as a grave, if you pardon the expression. If you guys are arresting me, could you also arrest the guy who's been stalking me, since he's doing real crime? A stalker, huh? Look, I'll level with you. There's not much we can do about a stalker until they do something a little more incriminating than follow somebody around. So you let us know when that happens and we can see about helping you out. In the meantime, we'll keep you safe and sound down at the station, where no boogeyman can get you. I don't know. You don't understand. I need to get into that house. The deputy sits in silence for a moment. I don't even know how to respond to that. You get that someone probably just died in there, right? There's a sound coming from the house on the hill. Shouting, angry, panicked. A frantic voice crackles over the radio. Derrickson, come in. The sheriff is down. Ooh, ho. Derrickson! Shh, come in! The sheriff is down. Those damn tramps, Irma wasn't kidding. Keep it together, Franklin. Is he breathing? And what is the status on Tremaine and Calloway? Something in the basement. Going down. Fuck. Something's in the basement. Going down now. You hear an ungodly noise over the radio show. Over the radio. A gunshot and then static. Franklin, report. But there is only silence. Damn it, Franklin. Deputy Derrickson hesitates briefly outside your door, as if hoping someone might leave the farmhouse without his getting involved. But after a few seconds, he's heading up the hill, yelling something to Irma. And then a figure appears outside of the car door. A moment later, you hear the click of a lock. Time to go. You get out of the car, your body moving on instinct. The stone is louder outside. Its song is buzzing in your ears, drowning out the world, calling you up the hill towards the old farmhouse. I can't think straight. That's all you're able to sputter out. The buzzing drowns out your words. You can almost feel it pulling, your feet aching to move. It's all right. This will all be over soon. I really would have preferred it if we could do all this together, but the witch started it early. I should have known she would. The handcuffs fall away from your wrist. You weren't paying attention to what he did to make that happen because it doesn't matter. You have somewhere to be. But she's at her most vulnerable now, and she won't be expecting you. So go on. I'll be watching. Nothing bad is going to happen to you. He gives you a hard shove forward, and then he's gone. But you're interrupted by yet another car pulling up to the scene. Mavis, I got paged by the sheriff. What the hell is going on here? Where are all the cops? The talking is just noise. Their words don't matter. There is a humming in your head, almost like a voice, one you can just barely make out, but you know it will be clearer the closer you get to the stone. You start wandering up towards the farmhouse at the top of the hill. Oh, come on. Where do you think you're going? But you continue forward. You barely even notice your hand slipping over the doorknob. And now you're inside. Oh, fuck! Sheriff Hugby dangles in the middle of the room. An axe attached to some strange mechanism in the ceiling is embedded in his face, holding up his corpse in an imitation of life. Jesus! Careful, Joan. There are traps all over the damn place. Past the body, you can see a giant pumpkin through the door to the garage, cracked open, its guts strewn across the floor, seeds dotted across the hard wood like a trail of breadcrumbs leading to the basement stairs. What the hell is going on here? Derrickson, is the doc here yet? We need a medical professional down here. Oh, wait. Oh, yeah. Derrickson, is the doc here yet? We need a medical professional down here. His voice is coming from the basement. That's where you need to be. He's been shot, Joan. I think you better call somebody. He's been shot, Joan. Oh. I'm getting all the characters confused. The doctor's here? Julius, you should let her come down. You don't really want the officer to die down here, do you? I'm not the one blocking the stairs. I'm not the one you gotta convince. It won't be blocked for you. The stone wants you here. Everybody shut up. Avery, that's your name, right? Get pressure on the wound. Yes, ma'am. Get away from him, kid. But the doctor... I don't care. Let him bleed. You're only making problems for yourself, Tremaine. Dr. Kelly quickly pulls out her phone. Damn it, there's no signal in here. I've got to step outside. You keep holding that wound and no one else had better die while I'm gone. The doctor pulls at the door, but a weave of fibrous tendrils hold it shut. It would seem that the same forces that let all of you in refuse to let anyone leave. Are we stuck in here? Are we stuck here? What the hell are we supposed to do now? But you already know what to do. You're vaguely aware that Officer Derrickson is trying to stop you, but he's too nervous to take a step. You reach the basement door and start to claw at the weird, fleshy vines blocking your way. They're strong, but they relent under your touch, welcoming you down below. Who the hell? So you tried to undermine me, witch. I should have known you tried to find a way around the rules. You've trapped the town. This isn't what any of us wanted. You should nullify the deal before this gets any worse. It's just unhappy. I didn't think something like that would be so opinionated. But I have a plan to placate it. But once a less broken body can have one, then we'll see if it still feels cheated. enough to hold a grudge. It's not too late, Enoch. You can let Eddie have the baby, and your family can go back to normal, happy and unburdened. I'll clean everything up. It can be like nothing ever happened. I'll even leave town. Manipulative hag. That's what you wanted all along, wasn't it? This whole ordeal was just an opportunity for you to have access to it. Well, I know better than to hand an ounce of power over to you, Verena. Our partnership has come to an end, which I'll be continuing on with my business, and you should be grateful that I let you continue on with yours. One of these days, Enoch, someone will be strong enough to do what needs doing. I can wait. I can wait a long, long time. Hey, you're not dead, are you? Saw it all. My family. The witch. Witch? Damn it. Did Sybil send you? I knew it. Wasn't happy with how much she already fucked this up, huh? She still got more bullshit left to pull to ruin my life even more. All that ends here. I'm getting what she promised me. Whatever she sent you for, I'll shoot you before you do it, so don't even try. Hey now, nobody has to get shot. Nobody else, sorry, Franklin. What are you sorry for? You aren't the shooter, or the one who gets shot. Your vision finally focuses, and your mind is once again your own. Avery watches you furtively from across the room. The man, Julius, holds a gun in a silent threat. Franklin clutches at a nasty wound in his side, blood spilling out onto the dirt floor of the unfinished basement. And in the corner is Bo. Something is attached to him, the source of the awful noise. It stutters with pain and inhalations. Bo is still breathing, but he doesn't look well. The stone brought you here and stuck you in the middle of another nightmare. Mavis, we can't get to you. The door is still shut. Even as she yells to you, her voice is faint, barely audible behind the now thickened roots and vines that block your escape. Let's bring Mavis up to speed, Julius. He looks a little shell-shocked. Where do I fucking begin? Alright, so the witch, I caught her doing some shit she shouldn't have been doing, and she offered me a deal if I kept it to myself. Always wanted to raise a boy of my own. God never saw fit to give me the chance. She gave me the means to right that injustice. Only it obviously didn't quite go the way it was supposed to. Calloway's interfered, just like always, made it so I had to hatch him earlier than he was ready, and he came out hungry, too hungry for me to handle. And he kept trying to get at me, so I had to hold up down here. Been stuck since fucking Wednesday night. He kept trying to get at me, so I had to hold up down here. Been stuck since fucking Wednesday night. Damn roots won't let me leave. And they've clogged up the drain, so I haven't been able to call that witch and get her to make things right. But I'm a man of preparedness. Figured I could wait it out. Till Bo here decided to trespass. Guess he lost the tussle with my boy. And the two of them wound up down here with me. That about sums it up. I guess in the end, it's only fair. Son for a son. Birthday never pretty, is it? Like doing it the old-fashioned way is all sunshine and roses. Just hope he winds up looking more like a person when he's done cooking. I don't give a shit about your story, Jermaine. None of that gives you a reason to shoot a cop. Self-defense, castle doctrine. You said he'd been down here since Wednesday. Why didn't you call anyone till now? Because this was my business. You city people have no true concept of privacy, do you? But I'm not so powerful that I can't admit this particular situation got out of hand. It's that damn witch's fault. She knew this would happen. All this was a long con to get me out of the picture. I'd bet anything. Part of me only wants to survive all this unscathed so I can rub it in her face. Avery, what the hell is going on down here? You don't have to answer, kid. I don't need my business explained to every stranger who decides to pay me a visit. It's okay. Mavis has been through a lot of stuff like this lately. He must be an expert at it. He must be an expert at this point. So, Julius hatched a baby out of the pumpkin, the really big pumpkin. You probably saw it upstairs. And then he was stuck in the basement for a couple of days while he was upstairs crawling around looking for food. Then unfortunately, Bo showed up. All I heard was some yelling and crashing around up there. Then I wound up with this shit on my hands, so I called the kid to come try to help me sort it out. That's me. And Julius thought my plant expertise would come in handy. I can't say it's been that helpful though. I feel like the baby's freaking out more than ever. Getting it out of Bo without killing him doesn't seem easy or possible. Would have been easier if everybody in town hadn't decided to show up uninvited. And why is Deputy Franklin shot? All I did was walk in. You can't just walk into a man's house and expect to have the run of the place. You were getting ready to pull out your gun. I was defending myself. Why should I care what happens here? I've just been dropped into the middle of a situation without any context. I don't need you to care. I ain't asking you to. People should care, even about somebody they don't know. You didn't care about me as much though, did you? Not until somebody you actually gave a shit about was in trouble. I think you might have made it a little hard with all the traps and stuff. No, maybe you haven't been here long enough to see it yet, kid, but people pick favorites. They don't even know it. They think they're giving everybody a fair shake, but not the guy with the hard look in his eye, huh? Not the guy who doesn't say his pleases and thank yous in just the right way. Ain't that right? The room falls into silence. The echoes of his outbursts die against the walls of the cramped cellar. Bo, can you hear me? Are you alive?
Gotta get back to Mama. Worrying about me.
I think I can see it.
I think I can see it. Look, all those bumps under his skin. That thing really did go deep.
That thing is my son. You will address him as such.
Sorry, Julius.
Listen, clearly you need something. You woke up talking about the witch. You want to know where she is? I can tell you how to find her. If none of you does anything stupid, then I'll tell you what I know. Sound fair?
No.
The conversation is interrupted by Bo shifting uncomfortably as the creature lets out a guttural moan. So what? We're just supposed to wait until the Calloway kid dies? That's exactly right. My kid gets born and we all forget this ever happened.
How do you know it will stop with Bo?
It sounds like it was hunting you before it found him. It sounds like it was hunting you before it found him. What happens when it gets hungry again? I don't appreciate you trying to pick all this apart. Just sit there and stay quiet. We won't have trouble. Got it?
It won't get the chance to go after Julius.
I'll be taking you in. Not if you hurry up and die.
What is that thing doing to Bo?
He's fertilizing. He's a person. Not anymore. His body. He's a body that just happens to be still moving around. If my boy had the time he needed, he wouldn't be doing all this. He could have been born quietly in the field like he was supposed to, but he came out too early. An exchange has to be made. That's what the crone always said, so I'm exchanging.
But does it have to be him? Could we move it to somebody else?
Any volunteers?
Avery slowly raises their hand.
Put your hand down, kid. That was one of them rhetorical questions you weren't supposed to answer. I wouldn't do this to you. Besides, my boy's got the biggest hunk of meat in the room. I think he's happy with that. I doubt he'd give it up easy. I get the feeling tearing him out wouldn't be so good for Bo either.
What makes you think that Sybil is the witch? She's just helpful.
Oh, sure she is. She was all kinds of helpful once I had dirt on her that she wanted to be kept quiet.
Dirt? What did she do? She always seemed really nice to me.
Look, I'm a man of my word. She told me I get what I wanted. I told her she would get my silence. I'll stand by that. And of course, of all, y'all think she's nice. Everybody in town drinks that tea. Seems to make people awful fond of her.
Bo squirms with discomfort. The baby seems to be digging deeper. Why do you even want a kid?
Like I need to explain myself to you. You make a habit of going around asking everybody why they had kids.
What if I'm the one asking? I never thought you were the kind of guy who wanted a family. You seem to like being left alone, so why?
Fine. Well, because you're asking. It gives me something to live for. Somebody to do right for. Some hope that life goes on after I die. Same reason anybody has kids. Damn it, I don't know.
I'm sorry, Julius. Should have talked to you more or come out here to visit.
You did plenty. Don't worry about it.
We need to get Franklin to Dr. Kelly.
He can wait a little bit. He ain't bleeding that bad.
It feels pretty bad, Jermaine. You really want... He coughs, wincing. You want 2 dead cops on your conscience.
2's not that different from 1. Not like any of you ever did me no favors anyway.
No. Bo twitches, his skin blossoming with fresh bruises as the thing takes more of him. Oh my god, oh my god. Oh no, we can't. Am I asking too many questions? Is Bo about to die? Like, what can we do? What am I doing, bro? Like, what the fuck am I don't want him to kill Franklin, bro. This is so weird. I don't want him to kill. I don't want that thing to kill Bo. Are we doomed? I don't know what to do. So every time I ask questions, like it just. Let me save. I want to save because like. The waiting brings you to your limit, then it brings you past it. You move quickly, diving across the small room, scooping up the shears on the floor as you zero in on Bo and the thing slowly eating its way through him.
Hey!
The shears come down on the thing, piercing its unnaturally soft chest. Bo's stolen blood pours out of its orifice in a thick sludge. Bo gasps, as if it's him you stabbed, the thick vein under his skin expanding, writhing.
No! You'll pay for this!
You whirl around to see his gun trained on you, your heart freezing in a split second of utter terror. Franklin stumbles forward, trying to reach for his gun, but unable to stifle a cry of pain. Julius's attention is pulled away from you towards the sorry sight of a cop trying to desperately to wield his pistol. Julius, we're not killing anybody. Give me... A gun goes off. You dive to the floor, panicked, your ears ringing uncomfortably. No more shots follow. You open your eyes, readjusting to the gloom. Oh shit! Oh no, not you, kid! Avery is gasping on the ground near Bo. Their patterned shirt is stained with their own blood. God, what have I done? First the boy, now you. He raises the gun to his head. Nobody left to do better than this. Julius. But whatever Avery was about to try to say is silenced when Julius pulls the trigger. Once again, the world feels quiet in the aftermath of the gunshot. Julius's body slumps down against the wall, limp, dead, a bullet hole smoldering at his temple. Good fucking riddance. The room's attention is drawn to the sound of horrific inhuman gurgling punctuating the groans of human agony. It would seem that you did not quite manage to finish the job. Move it before it grabs him again. Mavis, Bo, alive, can't live. The baby can't have me. I stabbed it. It's dying too. This won't save anything. Might as well try. How? Are you sure this won't kill Bo too? Just vibe. Please hurry. Talk hard. What are you asking me to do? Move baby to me. Sound sure. I'll do it. You don't know what's going to happen. We should wait for medical personnel. But his pleas fall on deaf ears. You cross the room, kneeling next to Avery and Bo and the wounded thing. Avery starts unbuttoning their shirt, their movement clearly painful, their face twisting with every undone button, but they push through, bearing their wound, their black eyes resting on the creature. It looks like to be in as much pain as they are. Its breath ragged, its breathing ragged, Bo's blood trickling from its wide mouth. You'll have to help me coax it. It doesn't seem like it would be difficult. The thing has already noticed the smell of fresh blood, its tendrils shifting under Bo's skin, its bulbous head turning towards Avery to stare with sightless eyes at the inviting wound. All you have to do is give it a nudge. Like a dog waiting for a command from its master, it peels itself away from Bo, willfully releasing his drained body in favor of its new host. Avery cries out, heaving a stuttering gasp of pain as the tendrils slide into the open wound, winding their way beneath their skin. Bo twitches too, seizing as he's released, the two of them becoming a chorus of shock as the weak body of the creature coils itself around Avery, clinging desperately, sealing its weeping gash against theirs. Avery's breath become even, their eyelids sliding closed, their heart continuing to beat as they slip into unconsciousness. And the creature too seems to sigh in relief. The panic fades. And its protective vines slacken. A sliver of light is visible beyond the doorway, where before it had sealed itself away. The faucet in the corner room finally unclogged, bursts to life. Water pours out onto the dirt floor. Somebody help. Call the doctor. Doc, you still up there? The room's clear. Your hands are wet. The water is spreading, pooling around you, making the floor slippery with mud. Dr. Kelly rushes down the now unblocked stairs, her eyes wide with terror at the scene in the basement. What the hell happened down here? Bo, can you hear me? Am I getting a checkup? I've been shot as well, ma'am. The diner kid, Avery, too. Need a hospital. Looks like shot doesn't begin to describe it. I better make some calls. Everyone stay with me. Am I hallucinating? Do you guys see the water? It's up to your chest now. There's no denying it. What are you talking about? There's no water. But there is. He just can't see it. Because his words are swallowed by the flood. You feel like you're choking. There's water in your lungs, or there should be. Your ears are filled with the sound of a rushing current. It's cold and dark, and there are people screaming somewhere. There are bodies in the water with you. They are all dead. 1,000 corpses, 1,000 homes, all torn to pieces. But the flood recedes. It hasn't happened yet. You are the mother of a daughter, and your daughter has told you about her terrible dream. It's going to kill everyone. You're not the one who had the vision, not yet. It has only been described to you by the daughter you have been teaching, as your mother taught you. You're the only one who can stop it, Mother, but you won't be strong enough. Your words are heavy. No, Mother, I've seen it. You will try to stop it, and you will die. But there's another path. Take my power. I give it willingly. You will lose me in any path but this. If we do nothing, we'll die with everyone else. If we flee, I will have the weight of 1,000 lives on my shoulders. I couldn't live. I would be lost. Either way. This is the way it must be. You accept your daughter's decision. She is not the child she once was, and there is a confidence in her that you have no choice but to respect. You take her back. Her power becomes yours. The flood does not come. The village is saved, and no one ever knows the sacrifice that was made for their lives. No one but you. Years have passed. You outlive everyone you used to know. You move on. You meet new people. You start a new life. You have another daughter. This time, the vision is yours. The piece of your first daughter that lives in you shows you what is coming. Rotting bodies in the streets. The smell of sickness on the wind. Church bells ringing for an endless parade of funerals, an entire city whose gates will never reopen. Everyone inside the walls falling to the curse of plague. You are among their number. Your body no longer strong enough to heal even itself. You are not enough to stop it. Not as you are. There is another path, a narrow thread. If you were stronger, you could tug at it and unravel the tapestry of the future. Mother, what's wrong? Your daughter will never be as strong as you are, not after what you had to do, but she still carries in her some strength, enough. You tell her what's coming. You explain what she has to give up, what you both have to give up. You love your daughter, after all. You will miss her as you missed your first daughter. She is angry. Even when you try to explain that she will be a part of you, that she won't die, she cries and cries. She tries to run away from you. Fate is attempting to cut its loose thread. You do not let your daughter run from you. No plague comes. The city never knows that it will have been a ruin. But there is an unhappiness in you. She didn't understand. What you took of her is angry, confused, restless. You will have to carry that with you. It is part of the burden of what you are. Though no one knows the depth of what you have done over the years, you have not escaped notice. You find yourself in a capital whose name has changed too many times to count. A war is brewing. The eyes of those who hold a fate in their hands are on you, their lips asking which threads to pull and which to cut. And the tapestry is once again revealed to you. The war rages, and it never stops raging. Bleeding that spans generations, children born to die, decades of pain that leave a raw wound on the world. Or it is before it begins. The few die for the sake of the many. You can guide powerful hands to crush those that need crushing. If only you have more power of your own. You call your daughter to you. You raise them differently these days. This quiet left by the reluctant daughter taught you a permanent lesson. They don't need convincing anymore. They are ready to return to you whenever you need them. This daughter joins her sisters easily, as she's been trained to do. You are the only one who will remember her sacrifice in her name. A small rebellion is crushed before it becomes a revolution. The people in power are happy. You leave. You don't want to see any more visions of war. You set your sights on a place where there are no kings. And yet, even in oceans even in ocean far away, power finds you, a man with aspirations. Anyone can hold power here, you have discovered, if they are vicious enough to want it. The hunger in him senses the power in you. And for a time, you humor him. You allow him to give you a life of comfort, you and your daughter. You don't see a future where he ever grows more powerful than you can manage. Not until the vision comes. A war like none the world has witnessed. A fledgling nation devoured in the nest. A man who sits on a throne where none was meant to be. The world under his cruel fists, bowing to its crushing winds. Their very ocean stained red by his influence. He is already on his way. You realize too late you have been too close to him to see it. Your choices have already narrowed. The war is coming whether you strike now or not, the loose thread sticking out from a mass of blood with you too weak to grasp it. But you have a daughter. You always have a daughter until you don't. She joins her sisters, as is her destiny, and you will remove him from the world. The hole where he was is filled by lesser men, none of whom remember whose shoes they are stepping into, and none of whom can hope to command the way he would have. Blood is spilled, less blood, but you still feel every drop. You hide yourself away from the world. You and your daughter. Their visions still find you, but here they are small, the decisions simple. You make them all the same, helping where you can. A storm halted, a conflict settled. Until one day, when you are shown a dark pit. Splintering wood, debris trapping everyone inside, bodies burning as the very rock catches fire. Children screaming as their flesh bubbles, then silence as lungs fill with smoke. You know the choice that lies in front of you. I know which this one is. She rejoins her sisters, as so many have before her. The disaster is averted. Lives are saved. You have another daughter. But that's not what happened. You take your daughter's hand and you look her in the eyes. They're green, like yours. You don't want to do it this time. You stare out over the hills together as a plume of smoke rises into the air. But you can't hear the screams from here. You assume you will die one day like anyone else. After all, you're long past due. Maybe you'll be lucky enough to know your grandchildren before you go. Then the man comes, and with him, a vision. He has already decided. He is bringing something here, something ravenous that doesn't belong, but that has been pressing at the edges of your world, trying to find a way in. It has its way now, whether you help him or not. More of the thread you followed comes into focus, and for the first time you follow it beyond your death. Disaster after disaster, crisis after crisis, thousands of years of little cuts that you weren't there to mend. On it goes, longer than you can ever hope to follow. Its toll internal and incalculable. But there is a new threat too. If you are patient enough, if you are strong enough when the moment finally comes, if you do everything right, you can devour this thing that sits outside the world. And it will give you so much power that you will never have to take back a daughter again. You can fix as many things as you care to fix. Floods, plagues, wars, kings. You look into her green eyes, so much like yours. But you did. You welcome her back, as you have with every daughter before her, and you help that man. He is arrogant. He cheats the thing from another world in every way he can. He wastes your time. There will have to be more daughters before the day comes that this will be over. But days and daughters come and go. You are very patient. You have to be, if you are to stop the hurt that would scar a world without you there to guide it. And now you are here, on the cusp of the end, the final daughter. Mavis? What are you doing here? Are you real? No, it doesn't matter. I don't care if you're a dream or not. I've already made my decision anyway. Don't bother trying to talk me out of it. I finally have real purpose, and now that I know what that purpose has always been, I can't go back, or it will hang over me for the rest of my stupid small life. What decision? Did you just not go through that whole life story thing? Was that just me? Look, I'm going to do what I was born to do. I'm going to save lives, Mavis. More than most people could in a lifetime. What exactly is she trying to prevent? Do you even know? That thing that Enoch brought, whatever it is, breaking out and causing havoc, and all those disasters my mom would be able to stop if she takes its power for herself. I'm so much smaller than all of that, but in this moment I can be what stops it. I can be big enough. My life can be meaningful. You know, I don't think I've ever seen you without glasses before. It suits you. Huh? Of course. I should have known better than to think I could hide from you, Mavis. I wasn't trying to trick you for what it's worth, though I'm sure that doesn't sound very truthful. Please try to trust that this is all in your best interest. I'd hoped it would all be over before you could find me. I know it can be unpleasant to watch. I'd hope to spare you even if I knew in my heart that all the worthwhile roads for you to walk would bring you here right before I could finish my work. But you know this has to be done. To save you, to save Tabitha, to save everyone in the town. Haven't they all been stuck long enough? Kanika can't save them on her own. But I can. I wish this wasn't how this had to be, but it's the only way your story gets a happy ending. There is no illusion masking her words, no trickery. She is speaking her truth. But perhaps there remains a narrow path for you to walk. Of course, the scratching on the walls. This what it was for. Mavis, no, you don't. Mavis, no, you don't know what you're. You don't have to know how to speak it. The thought of it brings the sound to your lips. The name forcing its way out, yearning to be free from your mind and used as the dagger it is. The dagger tears into her. Everything that is not hers pours out of the delicate tapestry of her existence. The parts she arranged so neatly scattering, their voices filling the dream around you, confusion as her careful order is upended. A single dangling thread comes into focus. Mavis, wait. You can't see now how this will benefit you because you don't understand the danger you're in. Your enemies have made sure you can't, not until it's too late. I am the only one who wants to see you walk free, but I understand why you wouldn't trust me. Of course I do. I've had to weave my own little lie as a part of this ridiculous game. Please know that I am not lying now. But even if you don't believe a word I've said about your own safety, I'll give you something else too. Something you need. It's not fair what Charlie did to you. It had to be done, of course. He couldn't stay where he was. But I can take away the burden. I can give you back your youth, your health. I only need to finish what I started. Why are you doing this to me? Why? This is so hard. Wow, it is actually 1 o'clock. Well, 12:14. Fuck. How did this get so fucking weird all of a sudden? Like, when did they become villains? If you want me to trust you, then give me what you're promising now. Show me you can. I can't. It requires a strength I don't currently possess. If you want what I've offered you, you'll just have to trust me. I'm doing this for everyone. Remember that. Pull the thread. You ignore our offer. You grab the thread and pull. The delicate tapestry is unwoven. The witch's careful work torn open, if only momentarily, as her daughter's hands are finally unbound enough to grab for their mother. Their cries are a song, calling out as they drag her down into the depths of their mask, craving her warmth, her attention, her love, as it has been so long since she held them. The tapestry weaves itself shut around her. The cries grow quiet, sated. The witch is gone. Kanika catches her breath in the space once occupied by her sisters. Now she stands alone. Though she isn't really alone. Not anymore. She never will be. She wears the weave of all those generations of power. Someone has to. What? What did you do to me? Was that really you earlier, or was that her talking through you? No, that was me. I said those things. I meant them. I really believe it. I still do. I think I gave you her power. But I don't know how to use it. She never taught me anything or told me anything. Magic wasn't supposed to be real. Will I have to do what she was going to do? How do I even know what that is? How do I save the town if I don't even know what's wrong with it? God, this is so much pressure. I never asked for this. I don't think I can handle it. We can figure this out together. That's what we've been doing all week, remember? You're right. We can figure this out. You made it all the way here and did whatever it is you just did. Nothing is too much for us to handle. She takes a deep breath, collecting herself. We'll just take it one step at a time. First step, figure out how to get out of here. It's weird. Everything felt slippery before, like I couldn't hold on to anything. But now it's like I can see how it's all put together and where all the seams are. So if you don't see whatever it is she was doing. The world around you goes dark. Moving like a current is carrying you somewhere, buoying you upwards. Your body is sitting rapidly until finally you surface. You're outside. It's raining. You have no idea where you are. Tulip? Janie? This is the end of episode 5. Only one major content update remains until the story reaches its conclusion in the final chapters. You motherfuckers! Stay tuned for updates on this final release by joining our Discord, following us on social media, or signing up for our newsletter. If you carry your progress over to the final chapters, please save your game now. Why? I just got whipped away from everybody. What the fuck? I don't know how to feel. Why is everybody like... You guys should have finished it. I don't know why you guys did that. Why? I don't know how to feel right now. So while you were in this other space, the world had quickly gone to shit. Fuck. What? I don't know how to feel right now, dude. Wow, dude. Wow, those things are still in the woods. The stones, Wayne, the boy in the wall. I wanted to know more about the boy in the wall, but like, I guess they probably attempted to do it and it got really, really terrifying and too creepy. I thought it was creepy. And it turns out that Kanika's mom is like actually a witch with powers. We already knew she had powers, but we didn't know that there was an agreement with her and Enoch about power and stuff like that. Like, it's just wild. I could feel Enoch's voice, like, or his character. I don't care about you, witch. Like, you can see that, dude. Like, holy shit. And he was just patient. She's like, I'll just be patient, as always been. And I had a feeling that was Kanika's mom. I was like, wait, that looks like Kanika's mom. Like, what is going on here? Wow, dude. I don't know. I don't know, dude. And exploring the Forbidden Wing is just absolutely terrifying, dude. Like, it got worse and worse and worse. But it didn't tell me what the name was. You say the name that was written on the wall. And I love the fact that I have keen and spirit and spirituality, because they come in so handy when it comes to investigating shit. I fucking love it. But now, like, the whole world's going to shit now. Like where did we end up? Did we come out of that puddle? 'Cause that's what it looks like. We came out of the puddle. But now, like, everything's just being, like, the whole world's ending in the final chapters. Like, wow. I'm not going to sacrifice Avery. I'm probably going to go back and save Avery, because I don't give a fuck about Bo. Avery's my boy. But I hope you guys enjoyed this episode of Scarlet Hollow. Wow, what the fuck? Yeah. I'm sorry for my voice. I'm guessing there's some kind of cold going on, and like my voice is really, really dry, so the quality's not gonna be as great. But hell yeah, good job, guys. Good job, Black Tabby. Hell yeah, dude. Wow. I just hate the fact that I got ripped away, because I tried to tell her so bad that we found cards for cards from her father, and I kept getting interrupted. I was like, dude, stop interrupting me, bro. I was like, dude, I was like, I should have been like, okay, it's my turn. Can I talk now? Is that a moment where I can be like, hey, we found these cards? You know, can I do that? Is it possible? Please let me have that option. But damn. Anyway, I gotta go. I got stuff. This is like right before spring break. I'm going to bed. I hope you guys have a wonderful day, night or day, wherever you guys are watching this from. Take care and God bless. Ciao.